Alright friends, so today we are going to be making 3 organic shapes that will go into our Reggie Laurent inspired artwork. So we did some practicing with organic shapes last time we were together, and so today we're just going to review that really quickly. Organic shapes are shapes that do not have names. So if we are looking at a shape and we can see that it's a circle or a square or a triangle, then those are not organic shapes. Those are called geometric shapes. They are shapes with names. Organic shapes are shapes without names. They are the shapes that look like paint splats. And so to start our organic shape, our first one, I'm going to start with a little dot. And that helps me know where my line is going to start and stop. Then I'm going to take my curvy line, really big, all the way around, and come right back to that dot. That is an organic shape. The next shape, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put a dot on my paper, and then I'm going to use my curved line that comes around and back to that dot, and then one more over here. Put my dot and then my curved line that comes back. Now that we have our 3 shapes drawn, we are going to do the same thing that we did last time, which is leave a space and then make the same shape. So you're just kind of following around your line without ever touching it, so that we have what I was calling a track. It's almost like you have a race track around the edge of your shape. Do the same thing over here, making a racetrack around that edge, and then the same thing on our 3rd shape, leaving a nice big space around the edges. Now, this is when we're going to go ahead and flip our shapes over. Oh, I should have done this first and write our name on it. We're going to make sure that our name is on each one of our 3 shapes today. Then we are ready to start making our patterns in the track. So I'm going to choose a couple of colors here to start. I'm going to use purple and an orange, and I'm going to make a really bold, bright pattern. So I'm going to put circle, circle, diagonal, diagonal, circle, circle, diagonal, diagonal, circle, circle, diagonal, diagonal. And you can see how this pattern is repeating all the way around that track. Diagonal, circle, circle, diagonal, diagonal, circle, circle, and I'll squeeze in 2 more diagonals there. Then I'm ready to color in the center of my shape with a solid color. So this time I think I'm going to use red, and I'm just going to color in this whole inside shape. When I color, I like to use back and forth lines and straight lines, and that helps me make sure that all of my white paper gets covered up. And it does take lots of practice, but if we go back and forth in straight lines, we have more control over our crayon. And if you need to take breaks because your wrist is getting tired, that's totally fine. Keep going until we get all of the center of this shape filled in. Back and forth. and straight lines. Okay. Here we go. So this first shape is done. Now I would move on to my next shape. Again, making a repeating pattern in the racetrack around the edge, and then coloring in the center. And then the third shape, a repeating pattern in the racetrack and coloring in the center. And when you are finished, you should have 3 organic shapes that are ready for next steps for our project next week.